Hey, what up, guys? This is your boy Tigger Watch Open Mic with my lovely wife Isa beside me.
Am I
So
Mrs. Tig?
you be Mrs.
Mrs. Asa?
Mrs.
I think I'd rather be Mrs. Tig.
Okay, Mrs. Tig. All right. So I wanted my wife to. She's not seen this. I only seen quarter of this, but on the last project with Mike I did, episode 115 and 14 per se, we talked about what's going on in Hawaii and stuff like this. Um, Funny enough, talking about this, I saw some news stories that came up today talking about how they're gonna try to push this pandemic. I don't want to say the C word because of how YouTube and all the places are.
Yeah.
They think they're gonna try to see they're gonna push this pandemic again around the same time January of next year. So keep your eyes open. And I don't think we'll fall for it, but there's enough stupid people to fall. It just takes just enough to fall for the okie doke.
I'm going to use this word. Stay alert. Can't say woke anymore because that's just become a whole different term. Stay alert. Stay
Basically.
conscious.
Yeah, because also the gas
Stay
price.
plugged in.
Because also the gas price has been going up and nobody talked about it.
Yeah.
So again, it's like how we know how the media does stuff. That's why you guys tune into us. And again, thank you guys for giving me your time and ear to listen to us out. We're going to talk about the fire in Hawaii, and
that's hard.
and also the point that I always talked about. I brought up I always brought my receipts about this when I said take care of yourself, your family, your neighbors, your community, because the government ain't gonna take care of you all the time.
This is a prime example. Have you looked? I hadn't asked you this.
Go ahead.
Until now. What sound organizations is it okay for us to say, hey, this is a good place to donate to that's going to help? Because I think the news was reporting that only the Red Cross was really like on the scene and,
I got you.
helping.
I have not. I have to be 100% honest with you. I have not looked into it.
The Red Cross was the last I heard, and I hope I'm wrong.
Sometimes,
I know because it's still an ongoing. Like
it's the fires is gone, but it's still the devastation is really bad.
The devastation is still really real. They still are uncovering.
At this point,
sadly.
because at this point right now, 1,000 people are still missing.
Yeah.
About I think it's 120 there right now the death toll, but 1,000 are missing. But it's just the reason I say this because again I brought this up with the Puerto Rico thing. I brought it up with St. Thomas. I brought this up with New York, Seattle. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to get the name. Sorry, Seattle, Minnesota. I don't care about the upper bigger thing. Yeah, you care. Trump, Biden, blah blah blah. It's your local people who's gonna affect you the most.
Yes.
And Hawaii, 42-1 for Biden. Okay, all right. We already know he's a lost cause, which we're gonna be seeing right next. Here's the thing, though. From your mayor to your senator, didn't give a crap about y'all.
Right.
That's the problem I got. Not even from your mayor, not just your mayor, your senator, your governor. All of them did not give a crap about y'all.
Yeah.
Didn't do no side. You will, like I said, you will see it because they did a horrible job. Even your FEMA person, she's doing a horrible job. Make no difference, like I said, make no difference what the party is, Democrat or Republican. It's still.
Yeah.
Under Bush, FEMA did a horrible job. Under Biden, they're doing a horrible job too.
Yeah.
So, let's get into this one a little bit. Again, my wife sees it, and again, this is just crazy what happened, and I feel for the people of Hawaii.
2023, a significant fire broke out near the town of Lahaina on the island of Maui in Hawaii. Within hours, thousands of homes were burned to the ground, hundreds were killed, and over 1,000 residents are still missing. It was the deadliest wildfire in United States history.
That even makes it what it should be more of a government in it. But,
exactly.
But that's so crazy. As we all see, from Katrina to this, they ain't ready for this stuff. It's all bureaucrats and nonsense. Yeah. It's nothing. The government is not prepared for when real nasty natural disaster happens.
And when President Joe Biden was asked about the federal response during a leisurely weekend in Rehoboth Beach, he didn't have a care in the world. No, you're riding a bicycle, dumbass. Look, I know that this probably came across as insensitive, but you have to understand that Joe Biden doesn't work on the weekends. He's supposed to be the president of the United States. You can't expect him to work 7 days a week. Come on, man. But in reality, when you consider how catastrophic the fire was,
Right.
Biden's no comment response showed a complete lack of caring or urgency. Here's Press Secretary and historical figure Karine Jean-Pierre.
The president continues to stay closely engaged with his team and state and local officials to ensure our robust whole of government.
It's just.
You serious?
Exactly.
I mean, somebody used one word to describe our current president, and I said, well, I think he's more incompetent than evil, because that's what they said. But I feel like this is evil, because a basic-minded person with the lack of popularity that he has would think you would at least act like you care about your own citizens that are going through this when you have the election season right on your back door.
Yes.
You would think
Yes.
you would think you would want to go in and say, well, look what I did for the Hawaii. No, like, it's just not even.
Yep.
Response continues.
Yeah, closely engaged with the beach, maybe.
Yesterday, he received 2 briefings from FEMA Administrator Criswell on the ongoing federal response, a written update in the morning, and a phone call last night.
So he read an email and took a 3-minute phone call. Wow, what a hero.
The president has stayed engaged with Hawaii Governor Josh Green, and they've spoken twice in recent days to make sure he gets every resource he needs.
Yeah, no one cares. It doesn't matter what Joe Biden was doing behind the scenes, because what we, the public, saw with our own eyes was an old man enjoying a leisurely weekend at his beach home while cadaver dogs were searching for the remains of incinerated Hawaiians. This is what is
US
known
citizens.
as poor optics.
Yes.
U.S.
So after-
citizens.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing that, as blue as that state is,
Mm-hmm.
they found out just how non-blue they really are.
Wow.
Ain't that the irony?
I got
Because,
you. Yeah, no.
you know, we've seen in certain different demographics in certain places in the U.S. where aid or response or reaction is generated much quicker.
Mm-hmm.
You would have thought, okay, this is Hawaii. This is one of our most exotic places that we have to claim. Why wouldn't you?
Nah. No, you're right. You're 100% right about that.
After 10 days of criticism from the public, Joe Biden jumped on Air Force One and flew to Maui. I'm just kidding. Biden flew to Lake Tahoe to begin a weeks-long vacation while staying at a billionaire's $18 million mansion.
And I always laugh. I always say this that always have me laughing. And when I've said this before multiple times, I'll say it as usual. People are like, oh, the Republicans are for the rich people. Nancy Pelosi ain't broke. By no ends of the means.
No answer to that.
Neither is Joe Biden. And look what you just said. He went to stay at a home of a
I
billionaire.
mean, when you think about the way that they treated Trump for going down to Florida to play golf, and this man is out here living his best life while the remains are being found in Maui.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I'll say this. No, you're correct. I'll say this. I've given the same thing to Barack Obama, Bush, Trump, and even Biden at that point. Here's the thing. The job is 24/7.
Yeah.
We know that. There are people around him all the time, whatever. The difference between this, and I would say to Bush as well, too, because of that, this was something that was on a scale that you cannot ignore.
Right. This is the worst. They literally said this is the worst.
Yeah. It was
fire.
a fire. Yeah, it is. It is. So this is, if this was a fire, whatever, okay, but
This is not like something that just happened in some remote place and, you know, it's bad, but you know, we're just trying to keep an eye on it. People have lost their lives. They're still searching for 1,000 bodies.
Yeah.
1,000 people. Hopefully some people are alive.
Yeah.
But that's...
Or just misplaced, because that's mostly, that's what it is. Because you don't know.
But yeah, this is crazy.
But again, that's what you tell you. That's what came when people are talking about somebody, the media did a good job to program a lot of you people, because I never understand that. And that's what always kill me. That's Pelosi's rich. How you always say, but the Democrats are for the poor. How? Barack Obama got a $15 million house. He was the president. I don't get it, but I understand it, whatever. That's
well, I guess
Pelosi.
it's the same way why they try to make it sound like Democrats are for minorities. We see that's not true.
Yeah, because Hawaii is an ethnic people, and they ain't doing that.
Suck it, Maui. A few days later, Joe Biden finally took a break from his vacation and flew to Maui, where he awkwardly viewed damage from the fire.
What happened to the car?
And when it came time to giving his remarks, he immediately f***ed them up.
Well, hello, people of Maui.
I know that in the cosmic scheme of things that this was minor, but in Hawaii, it is customary to say aloha instead of hello. It would have been a meaningful gesture.
I want you to know, on behalf of the United States of America, all the nation, the American people stand with you.
What?
Wait.
What the fuck?
Sir, this is not another country. Hawaii is a state.
You took the words right out of my mouth. And that's exactly how it feels to them, I know, because it's how it feels to me. When people were talking about how we treat Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at how this president is treating his own state. That's exactly
On behalf of the United States of America, now I have to question whether or not Joe Biden knows that Hawaii is a state. Now, if you've been following the news coverage, local and state officials have come under fire for their actions.
This is why I said your local is just more important than that. Listen to this now.
Or lack thereof, including delaying a request to release water to fight the fire.
The water shut off. Even the firemen that were patrolling couldn't refill their trucks.
And then there's Maui County Mayor Richard Bisson and Maui Emergency Management Agency Administrator Herman Andea.
You piece of loser.
Listen to what they say.
Do you regret not sounding the sirens?
I do not.
There's a major problem going on. You ain't gonna sound the sirens to let people know.
So this is what this Amazon book comes into play.
And the reason why, and
so many people said they could have been
conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Cause that don't sound right on no level.
That don't sound like common sense. That sounds like incompetence from the get go. But again, let's go back a little bit.
Do not. And the reason why, and
so many people said they could have been saved if they had time to escape. Had a siren gone off, they would have known that there was a crisis emerging.
Do you want him to give you the answer, or do you want to give? Well, then let him finish his answer.
Sorry, there's a lot of people.
Well, you're talking and you're not letting him talk.
I'm ready for the answer.
Then wait.
The next day, Herman Andea resigned. Good riddance.
Yeah, the man didn't know. The man's the one you saw right there. He's a piece of ass.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of being angry at their incompetence, which literally added fuel to the fire, and instead of calling for a federal investigation, Joe Biden praises everyone for a job grandly done.
Governor Josh Green, you've been incredible from the day we've spoken on this. You've been way ahead of the curve.
Ahead of the curve. First of all, Josh Green wasn't even in Hawaii when the disaster happened. And when he was asked what the cause of the fire was, he shifted the blame so that it would fit a certain narrative.
There are studies showing that exactly this type of fire could have happened in Lahaina, caused by a hurricane. What has been done to prepare for and prevent a fire like this from occurring?
This is the first time we've ever experienced a wildfire in the context of these dry conditions, global warming, and with a hurricane that's just passing us. There's no question this catastrophe is going to change the way everyone looks at fire.
Oh, I see. It's the new normal. Don't blame it on the utility company who didn't properly maintain the power grid. Nope, it was all Mother Nature's fault.
And that's the same thing that caused a lot of the fires in California. The utility, they're supposed to wipe. I've done this story earlier. Newsom's wife is on the board for the electric company. They're supposed to, you've seen this, cut away the branches and stuff from wires and all that stuff, so in case any sparks, whatever. They don't do that. They take the money and give it to his Newsom's wife. Again, don't forget, Newsom's parents, who are Democrat, left the state because Newsom is such a piece of crap governor. Newsom, not parents, sorry, parents-in-law, sorry.
His in-laws.
His in-laws left because they were like, what in the world? And remember, his ex-wife married Donald Trump Jr. She left him and went to Donald Trump Jr. And they want Newsom to be the next president. No. You getting a 0 from me and her. I know for sure. You getting a no from us.
Yeah.
So despite the massive failures regarding the response, Joe Biden continued to pat everyone on the back, while at the same time getting all their names wrong.
Brian Shantz, our senator, FEMA's administrator, Griswold, and Mayor Rick Bassin. Rick, when we talked on the phone, you look like you played in defensive tackle for, I don't know, somebody good.
This is, I don't even, to hear him talk is truly depressing when you realize this is the president of the United States.
That's what people voted for. As he said, 81 million people voted for him. No. And of course, the moron you see in the face is the senator, who's also a prick. Sorry, he is.
I want to thank you for your leadership and during this unimaginable tragedy.
Oh, sure. Mayor Bissen's leadership has been legendary.
Listen.
You have no estimate as to how many children are missing?
I guess we can end this right now if you guys want.
You're a disaster.
All right, okay.
Please. Yeah,
you've been the worst mayor we could possibly imagine.
You won't even wait.
Respect what? This is the most dismal response we've ever had.
You won't wait for your turn.
Mayor Bissen's response during and after the wildfires has been so poor that I wouldn't be surprised if he's also forced to resign. Although, I'm sure that his defense will be, Joe Biden said I was great.
Senator Mazie, by the way, Mazie, I told my...
And
she's looking like...
She's another piece of crap. She's the one who... That's the one that tried to go against Candace, when she knocked her down a peg. And I also talk about the whole, Black Lives Matter crap nonsense. She was a part of the, what do you call it? What was the? She was like the second tier of the four horsemen of crap.
Oh Lord.
Granddaughter, whose name is Maisie as well. She said, "That's why I like her." Anyway, but her name is Maisie.
And which baby mama is that? Sorry.
The devastation is overwhelming. It's a date.
Yes, we gotta make light of stuff that's bad.
Dead,
That's
hundreds
what we
of
gotta
people unaccounted for. I remember when I got the call, my first wife and daughter.
Oh no!
You got to come home. There's been an accident. I said, "What happened?" He said, "Your wife, she's dead. Come home."
As his ex, I know she don't care. She don't have no soul either. His new wife. He tells us so a lot of time. As you were my wife, how messed up that would feel. Like, you standing beside me.
Well, not even that. You telling this in this type of situation with this going on and trying to make apples to apples of it.
Jill ain't got no soul. I can tell you that.
Well, yeah, you sold out when you in that position. You just put on your Converse.
It's a horrible thing, yes, and his wife, yes, that's a horrible thing, but it's the comparison is so.
It's not the same. Not when it's the devastation is this widespread. Yes, there was a loss, but we're talking about a situation that we don't even know how it even occurred. That this could have been a widespread thing that could have been prevented.
Yeah.
Come home. The tractor trailer had broadsided her and killed her in a car accident along with my little daughter.
And the sad thing is, I knew he was going to go there. If you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter, and why wouldn't you would have seen that I posted this set of predictions. Not only did I predict he was going to talk about a death in the family, but I also knew he was going to mispronounce at least one local politician's name, specifically mispronounce Deanne Criswell's name, and he was going to wear those stupid aviator sunglasses the entire time.
So I know the feeling that as many of the people in this town, this community, that hollow feeling you have in your chest like you're being sucked into a black hole.
I saw that one coming a mile away. So a couple hours later, Biden made a second appearance, this time at a civic center, where at times he looked utterly dazed and confused. And look at his labored breathing. It looks like he's asleep. Oh, but the mainstream media will insist that he's totally vibrant and healthy.
He is not
Nothing
well.
to see here, America. Anyway, when it was time for him to give his remarks, it was the same old, same old.
Jill and I are here to grieve with you, but also we want you to know the entire country is here for you. That's not hyperbole. We mean that. The entire country is here for you.
A speech where Joe Biden doesn't mess it up in some way does not exist.
Exactly.
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home.
Oh, no.
15 years ago, I was in Washington doing Meet the Press.
Jesus.
It was a sunny Sunday, and lightning struck at home.
That's right. Biden is referring to the small kitchen fire that he had in 2004 and is claiming that he knows what it's like to lose a home.
To make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat. But all kidding aside,
thousands of residential buildings were destroyed in the Maui wildfires. And Joe Biden knows how you feel because he had a small kitchen fire and was afraid for the safety of his car. Oh, and here's $700. Go buy something nice. That'll cheer you up.
In a place where the shops are destroyed, the Walmarts are destroyed, like everything is destroyed, as you saw in the picture just before you put that. Yeah, here's $700 to do what? What do I want to do with this? Where am I going to spend it at? I don't have a house. I don't have a job. I can't even go down the street to go spend it to my friends. That's it. And that's not, I don't think that's Joe Biden. Joe Biden's name is Biden, whatever. I don't think, that's how government do not care. Whoever's running is doing this. That's not how Joe Biden, that's not Joe Biden thinking that.
Anyway, I'd like to point out that I had posted a second set of predictions, which included the house fire stories.
I watched the firefighters, the way they responded. You know, there's an old expression, God made man, then he made a few firefighters. You're all crazy, thank God. The only people who run into flames to help other people. The smoke, and the firefighters here can tell you sometimes smoke is so thick from the windows out, it was that thick inside the home.
Have you seen what they went through, sir?
I mean, the devastation. He's trying to compare it to a grease fire from his house.
Except Biden said he was in Washington, D.C. at the time of the fire, which is at least 2 hours away from his home in Wilmington, Delaware. So, A, he's lying about having watched the firefighters.
I watched the firefighters.
And B, he's lying about seeing the thick smoke. It was that thick. Because the fire was put out before he got home.
And we were insured. We did not have any problem.
Oh, thank God that everything worked out for you, Joe Biden.
But being out of our home for a better part of a year was difficult. I can only imagine.
When Biden says that he was out of his home for the better part of a year, it was probably more like a week while the fire damage was cleaned up. And, I mean, it's not like he hasn't exaggerated about a house fire in the past.
And I haven't had a house burned down with my wife in it. She got out safely, God willing.
Again, for the record, Biden didn't lose a house, nor did his house burn down. And in response to Biden's repeated lies,
in that
the
clip,
local
you
fire
can hear just even how he's aged. Even,
yeah,
I mean, the
he aged like spoiled milk.
Age is just like
he aged
the
like spoiled milk.
It's so fast.
Yes.
God, Lord, please let him live before this election ends, because we can't have Kamala. We cannot have Kamala.
Thank you.
It will really be a true
first black American woman. First Indian American woman. That's what she called herself when she was getting
black now.
Oh yeah, now she's black. Yeah, I know.
Department, the Cranston Heights Fire Company, released the following statement. For the fire service, this could be considered an insignificant fire. However, in the case for any homeowner, it was obviously significant at the time and was quickly responded to by the local firefighters.
I give you my word as a Biden. As long as I am president, your governor's governor, and this group of your elected officials are there, we're not going to stop.
Y'all did a horrible job. No, stop. Please, don't do no more. Hawaii, people, do. That's why I said, do things on your own, because they're not going to help you. Trust me. Yeah. I've lived through devastation when Hurricane Marilyn hit St. Thomas. It was community that saved us, not the government.
Right.
Because FEMA took so long to get my mom's stuff. Like we had to go through so much red tape just to get a tarp on our roof. A tarp. Well, I could go to, at the time we didn't have a Home Depot. We didn't have a Home Depot at that time. But I could go to Home Depot and buy it right now for $100 and put it on our roof. It took the government that long to get it. The only thing that made my family a little better, I'll say, that was the year my sister was born. So we got into lines a little easier because it was a baby. So let's go to the long lines and all that stuff. So that. But to be honest with you, it was our next door neighbors and our downstairs neighbors, shout out to them, that came together and we helped each other get buckets of water. When our power was out, my next door neighbor, remember you saw the house, one of the pink houses, they threw extension cords so me and my friend Tristan's, all families could get a fridge. Ain't nothing else we wanted, just to get our fridge back on power, because we was out of power for 3 months. And the government did nothing. Okay? So, and this is horrible because again, they shut off the water, they didn't sound the sirens, they did do a lot of stuff that they should do.
All of the technology that we have today.
Y'all need to stop depending on the government. That's why I'm a libertarian. That's why I'm that.
We're not going to build back for you. You're going to build back better.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, look, another one. In fact, out of all of my predictions, I got 9 out of 15 right. So I'm either that good or Biden's just that predictable.
That predictable.
Many of you have lost family.
Okay.
Not even sure where some are.
Okay, yeah.
I've had a similar experience.
Holy crap!
Oh, no.
Tractor trailer.
Really?
Broadsided my wife Christmas shopping with my 3 children.
Oh my gosh.
She was killed. My baby was killed.
Folks, I know many of you have lost everything, but let me tell you about a tragedy. It took place 50 years ago. Now I almost lost my 67 Corvette. So obviously, there are Hawaiians that are angry with the federal response and the fact that it took Joe Biden 2 weeks to get around to visiting Maui.
Some signs greeting the president were honest and tough. Quote, "You're late."
A little too late. Been 2 weeks since we've seen him. You know, he's missed his window of opportunity.
Not to mention this viral video of locals greeting Joe Biden's motorcade.
Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing.
Let's go, Brandon.
But according to Morning Joe Scarborough, it was all fake news.
I know this is going to shock you. It was all garbage. You look at the local newspapers, you look at the local reports, you listen to the local people. These weren't Democratic operatives. It was the Maui newspaper.
At its best.
Everybody in these newspapers glowing.
Wow.
The coverage.
Oh, I see. Local reports from the local newspapers said Joe Biden's trip was a success. Except that's not true. The local story of Joe Biden visiting Maui in these 3 newspapers is the exact same article written by Sungmin Kim, who is a White House correspondent for the Associated Press.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord.
You serious? You can't make this stuff up.
And I should point out that Sungmin Kim is based in Arlington, Virginia, which means that she's not a local Maui reporter writing for a local Maui newspaper. None of these.
So check this out. So DC operatives are putting stories in.
Kamala, can we see who's the most Hawaiian looking correspondent we can get? I mean, this stuff is. Oh God, I'm ready for election season.
How you guys can? This is why I laughed and I said when I did a thing. My wife didn't watch it as my show as much as back then. But again, I have my receipts on the Project Over My channel. I predicted everything. I like what he just said right there, and it's not because Joe Biden was predictable. I just know. Once the Democrat get back in there, the media will cover up a lot of crap. Yes. I want the media to be attack dogs on both sides. I don't care who's in the office. Don't care.
This is a let's go Brandon move.
Yes.
Classic cover-up move.
Yes.
He's not booed. He's celebrated.
And you see how the news media. And I think about it. They came up with something right now saying that cable news has dropped 30%. Not surprising, because this is crap.
Yeah.
Morning Joe, this is crap.
These papers are actually based in Maui, by the way.
The people of Maui, and again, read the local coverage. Don't listen to the lies on Trumpy outlets. Read the local.
Really? Really? I think your wife just looked at you just to say, did you just said that? Even though she's a piece of S too. Because I still out, she's no better, because I remember when she cried like, Trump is stopping my mother from getting a vaccine. Mika, you're rich. You could go fly down in a private jet, pick your mama up, and get the vaccine as you wanted, but you didn't. It's just, y'all people are horrible. Yeah. Anything, this is what I don't like about these kind of rich people, including leftists. They will do anything. They will throw their grandmother under the bus if it's to make them be like what it is, just like Joe Biden's doing right now.
Yep.
Coverage, all incredibly positive.
You have protesters and people on the ground. Let's keep this in mind. This is a Democratic state that voted 2-1 for President Biden. These aren't just, like Republican trolls.
What we are hearing from the ground, from the people who are there living this nightmare, is that the response and recovery effort and the relief effort has been woefully inadequate.
Exactly.
President Biden, offering these people some $700 one-time payment, which I'll never get over, on the exact same day requesting $25 billion in extra assistance of military assistance to the country of Ukraine, including humanitarian assistance, probably even more so than what's been requested for Hawaii so far. It's just.
That's why his son was on the stuff for Ukraine, because that don't make no sense. $25 billion. They already don't give them. They said, "Oh, we give $8 billion." Come to find out, it was like $15 billion. That should be in America.
Yes.
It's outrageous.
So while Sagar and Crystal from Breaking Points provide an objective view of things, Morning Joe Scarborough is basically dismissing the feelings and opinions of local Hawaiians in an attempt to protect Joe Biden.
It was all garbage.
Anyway, that's it for now.
Now you see how that situation is. That is, y'all gotta wake up.
Yeah.
Seriously, you gotta wake up. This is whatever. Hawaiians, hope you see that and you understand that. Yeah. 2-1. Y'all voted for everybody, not from Joe Biden. All of your people is blue. And every single last one, down even to, as you just saw, who resigned, even to the state commissioner or whatever, he had to resign because I didn't see a reason to sound the sirens. What? That's what the sirens were there for in the first place. What the hell are you talking about? All y'all voted for them. Your mayor, your secretary of commission state, your senators, all of them. Every last one of them disappointed y'all. Let y'all hang in up to your president. So you gonna tell me y'all gonna vote 2-1 again next time?
Right.
Here's the thing that killed me, and I always say this. You don't gotta go for Republicans. I'm not a party. And don't give me the independent crap, because 90% of independents vote Democrat anyway.
Well, when, to play devil's advocate,
yes.
In today's time, when you say, couldn't somebody argue that more libertarians are going to vote conservative?
No, I know that. I know that. I know that. I'm not saying that. But here's the thing. Out of all the parties out there, the libertarian...
In this culture climate right now, the Democratic Party is brewing up Republicans. There are so many black Republicans just sprouting out the ground right now, chanting free Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
everybody loves an underdog.
That was a stupid idea to have the monk shot and everything. Cause now everybody's selling.
Everybody loves an underdog.
Everybody's selling T-shirts, cups, mugs.
You are making.
A motto.
Yeah.
You are. You're making him famous and doing this stuff. You basically doing the cap. Again, remember Trump won president last time with only $200,000. While other people spending million. Hillary Clinton spent what, $200 million, something like that, just for advertising. Well, Trump didn't do that. Only $200,000. Comparable, nothing. And y'all do the exact same thing right now because again, and yes, just to point this out, I say that too because the Republicans, it's kind of SC. You guys took out Larry Elder. That was crap.
Yes.
That was crap. I don't like it. That was messed up. Okay, he did it the right way, and y'all try to sneak it in here. Chris Christie is a clown. Get him out. We don't need him. He's basically a Democrat in a Republican skin. Get him out. He talked the talk, but we know he don't. I know he don't do that. Get him out. Ron DeSantis, hey, you do good what you gonna do in Florida. I'm not in Florida. We've met a person who said they didn't like the stuff going on, but we see from the outside. Let's go with that. We see from the outside.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're ready for prime time yet, Ronnie boy.
No.
I think you should whatever. And again, I watched most of the debate. Sorry, Vivek Swamy killed everybody there. I'm sorry.
That's who you're rooting for.
Well, if it ain't Trump, it's gonna be Vivek Swamy.
You think so?
That's what it should be. I didn't say it should be so. I said that it should be. Pence ain't
so
gonna.
We're gonna do
Pence is not gonna because Pence is not gonna do it.
I mean, that's yeah. Yeah.
Tim Scott, I like what he says, but I don't think he has the backbone to take on whatever. Because again, you know the media is going to go against you. You need somebody to have that backbone because you know they're going to attack you for unfair stuff. That's why, like, Vivek Swamy, when we were on CNN, they were like, well, what you said about September 9th? He said, and Vivek Swamy was like, okay, you there's audio of me saying that? Play the audio. Well, we don't, no, play the audio because I didn't know for sure that's not what I said. I like somebody who's fighting, like, I would do the same. Play the tape. You said I said horrible stuff. Play the tape. Let me hear it. Show me the video, play the tape, I have it. Or you don't have it. And again, we got to be careful of this right now because, again, going in the future, more and more, we got all the AI and all this crap that could do stuff right there, do deep fakes.
Yep.
So you got to be, so it could be somebody saying stuff, you don't even know that person could say stuff.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful about that.
Yeah.
So this right here, hopefully, is a wake-up call. Again, you go to libertarian, even though I don't agree with them, Green Party. My point is, stop giving the two main parties your time and your money. That's why I'm saying that. The two parties, like I said, the Republicans have their problems, and I called it out. Again, remember, in last 2 videos ago, when I talked about the whole Tennessee, when they try to do the test, the paternity test. Remember, what did the Republicans said? Oh, well, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna take away $55 million from our state. It's about money. In more cases, it's always about money. But Hawaii, I hope you got your wake-up call. Puerto Rico didn't, because they, even though their locals did them horribly wrong, they still vote for stupid stuff. Yeah. I've showed it. We've seen the video. Your mayor, she's in jail, thank God, withhold millions of bottles of water from y'all people, from her own people, just for optics. And then your governor, past governor, sorry, withhold baby food, formula, Pampers, and stuff in another place. And the only reason, and I think God knows stuff. That's not gonna put it, because remember, the only reason they found the baby stuff and all the formula and all that stuff because of earthquake, which basically broke apart the storage building, and they found it. So even God's like, come on now.
I'm gonna uncover some stuff for y'all.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Wake up.
There you have it, folks.
So again, VCO Biden stuff. Thank y'all for giving me your time and ears once again. Thank my lovely wife for joining me in this Straight No Chasers again to talk about stuff. You know, again, if you want to check us out, trust me. Project Open Mic is a show that happens on Thursday. We talk about many different things. Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Go to your favorite platform, except for iTunes, because I ain't there yet. But go to your favorite platforms, put in Project Open Mic. When you see the symbol here, you come to the right spot. This is where we at. Again, any platform basically any platform. We up this, our Project Open Mic is broadcast worldwide. Yes, I know people say the internet, but no, we got Nico in Japan, live now. You live in Eastern Europe, and also Tempo FM in Western Europe. Of course, Western Europe, and then any major platform, you got Spotify, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, we're there. So help us out, spread the word. Remember, be smart individual, because that's what I always say. So remember out there, people are stupid, individuals are smart. Be that smart individuals. So I want to have everybody out there. Thank y'all. Thank you again, and thank you for giving the female perspective, because again, it is some crazy stuff going on. And she sometimes edge me down.
Sometimes you hype me up.
All right. Thank y'all. Catch y'all next time.